last real champion, Matt Matera from Pewter Report, Matty4_Matera. What's going on, buddy? How are you?
Doing well, Jay. Thank you for having me on your show. How's everything with you?
Good, man. I feel as good as John Cena and AJ Styles in their match at Crown Jewel. I thought it was one of the greatest matches that we've seen in a while. The love letter to professional wrestling with all those moves. Like, it made you smile, man. It made you smile. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
I legitimately gasped when he was on the ground and then did the choke slam with The Undertaker. Because I was thinking eventually we were going to get the RKO going back to the Sami Zayn match and everybody was chanting it. If he would have pulled off the 619, and I don't.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I think John Cena's got to be in a warehouse right now, like practicing that for his next match. But if he could do that one, that would be sick. But that was truly a fantastic match and so much fun to watch.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's why matches like that are like, that's why I watch wrestling. It's a wrestling fan thing. It makes you feel like a kid and you just don't know what's next. We don't know what's next for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but we do know that they're 5-1, the best record in the NFC, tied with the Colts for the best record in the National Football League. But the big news, and we're waiting, and we haven't heard an update quite yet, Matt Matera, is Emeka Egbuka and his status for the game Monday night against the Detroit Lions. And just watching him walk off the field. I mean, we know with the hamstring injuries, it's not like these guys are going to be, incapacitated where they're going to be wheelchaired off the field now. But I mean, what's your gut telling you when it comes to Emeka, in or out for the game on Monday? Because I'm kind of leaning towards out.
I'm leaning towards out as well. I've had it with these hamstring injuries. They've played the Buccaneers, especially at the wide receiver position, since like 2019 when Bruce Arians first showed up. And isn't it wild that we're going to go into week 7 of this season, and it's been a very fun season with the 5-1 Bucs, but we have yet to see Mike Evans, Emeka Egbuka, and Chris Godwin Jr., and for that standpoint, Jalen McMillan as well. We have yet to see them all together on the field at the same time. My gut feeling says that they're going to hold out Emeka Egbuka for this game because it's more likely that Mike Evans comes back. So they'll still have their number one wide receiver, but this time it's Mike versus having it be Emeka Egbuka the past couple of games.
Yeah, and it'd be good to get Mike back. Well, the hamstring injuries, man. People are blaming like the training staff. Like, there's just so many injuries around the NFL, Matt, right? I was saying this in the press box the other day. I go, the NFL has really turned into, forget about thriving. It's more about surviving, right? Just try to make sure that your best players don't get injured, because if not, like, your season's going to hell in a handbasket anyway. We think Baltimore is very, one of the teams that have the most depth in the league, but you lose Lamar on one side and Roquan Smith on the other side. Like, they're sitting with 1 win on the season.
I know, it's insane. And I don't know what the right answer is, because not that I'm a back in my day type of guy, but 15 years ago, there was 2-a-day training camps. Like, I remember playing high school football and having 2-a-days and stuff like that. And it seems like guys didn't get as hurt as much, even though they're practicing more and there's more physical contact. And I get why they've taken away a lot of the practices and the amount of time that players can go out and practice. A lot of it's player safety. A lot of it's just avoiding lawsuits in general. But now you have all these strength and conditioning teams. And there's so much medical science out there about how to be best prepared to play. And everyone's bigger, faster, stronger. And yet there's more soft tissue injuries. Certainly some injuries are like freak accidents, like Chris Godwin Jr.'s injury last season. But yeah, I don't know. The Bucs have tried different practice times. They've tried different setups. They've had walkthrough practices, and yet players still get injured. There's not a perfect answer, but I don't blame the strength and conditioning staff or the medical staff.
Yeah, you would think there were less, right? You would think there'd be less injuries with all the information that we have out there. And shout out to our guy Chan with the $5 super chat. Pewter Report is goated. You got that right, buddy. Chan, you are the best. We appreciate it. All of our friends over there at Pewter Report. Of course, Scott Reynolds and the crew, Matt Matera, Adam Savon, Josh Capo, Bailey Adams. Did I forget anybody? I got everybody, I think.
Yeah.
Danny Morales to get him on there too.
Daniel Morales on the Pewter Game Day show. Yeah.
There you go, buddy. How was the Pewter Game Day show? You missed being at Ray J?
There's positives and negatives to both. I love being at Raymond James Stadium where, the Bucs are winning. The crowd is great. You get to do the post-game press conference with Baker, and Baker's always going to say something wild, which is a lot of fun. I was there for the Bucs Jets game, and you got to talk to guys in the locker room after the game. And when the team is 5-1, you're typically talking to a very happy group. But then doing the game day show is fun as well. We kind of like do our own play-by-play with it. I enjoy doing play-by-play. And all these games have been so chaotic that it gives a good opportunity to make some good and fun calls. And we're very interactive with everybody in the chat as well. So there's definitely positives to both. I enjoy doing both and kind of mixing it up.
What do you say about Baker Mayfield, Matt? I mean, this guy, I don't know if anybody could really have seen this coming with the quote unquote the competition with Kyle Trask a couple of years ago.
Yeah, right.
We're sitting there charting passes and shit in the preseason. But man, like I know Jason Light loved the guy. I know Todd Bowles, right? You like the veteran guy that's been in there, chip on his shoulder, right? You love the relationship that he has with the offensive line. I don't know if anybody saw this coming. Year 3 in this offense, he's the odds-on favorite for the MVP through 6 weeks. This saga, this Baker Mayfield journey has just been absolutely incredible.
The way that he is able to elevate his game season by season since he's come to Tampa has been most fascinating to me. Because I thought there was going to be a time where like maybe last season was going to be where he plateaued. And I still think the Bucs would be fine and they'd be a really good team. But the fact that he's thrown all these touchdown passes, has all these highlight plays, and just one interception, he's the heartbeat of this team. He wills this team to victory. And I don't think there's a better example than his 3rd and 14 run that he got for a first down. Just having the IQ to stick the ball right over the marker to get the first down. You talk about the last real champion. He's the people's champion. He is the closest thing to what a quarterback is to Stone Cold Steve Austin in the height of Stone Cold Steve Austin, just taking the world by storm. Every national pundit is talking about Baker now. The career resurgence is super cool as well. But, it's gone from, oh, this is a nice story to this guy is the real deal and, should be the MVP through the first 6-7 weeks of the season. It's so much fun to watch. It's winning football, and he's getting the job done. He's the heartbeat of this team, and Tampa Bay loves him for it.
Matt, I can't let that go by without bringing up I can't let that go by without bringing it back up. Baker Mayfield is this generation. Baker Mayfield is to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFL as Stone Cold Steve Austin is to the WWE during the Attitude Era, right? Look at Jake Cobian here. Baker 316 says, "I just kicked your ass."
Think about it. So Baker throws that touchdown to Cameron Johnson. He got hit. It was like a bang play. I don't think it would have been. I forgot if there was a call on it, but regardless, Baker gets right back up and starts jawing at the defender that hit him. He makes that big run against the Texans. Oh, my ankle hurts. Screw that. Screw you, CJ Gardner-Johnson. Like he's gonna go out there. He's gonna whip your ass, as Stone Cold Steve Austin would say. It's the closest thing to it. And there's videos of Baker shotgunning beers and stuff like that, also like Stone Cold Steve Austin. So everybody is obsessed with Baker the way it was Austin 316. There's somebody in the comments the other day when I brought this up. They were saying Baker 813 because of we're in the 813 area. So I kind of like that too. If people want to start making the t-shirts,
I like that. So love the comparisons. Baker Mayfield to Stone Cold Steve Austin. He is stomping a mud hole in the competition. He's got to do something on the sidelines now with like 2 Gatorade things crashing. He's got to do something, right?
And you think about the shirt that Stone Cold had that said F Fear. I mean, is that not Baker Mayfield running for his life, getting the first down, making plays? He's fearless. He's fearless Baker Mayfield. Stone Cold Baker Mayfield.
And that's the bottom line because Baker Mayfield said so. We're on to something, buddy. We are certainly on to something.
Yeah.
I mentioned this on the show yesterday. I wanted to get your opinion because I know you follow this team so closely. I had to show love to Jason Light yesterday on the program. I mean, you're watching the game the other day, and you're like, Rachaad White, 3rd round pick. Yaya Diaby, 3rd round pick. Jacob Parrish. And just looking at the guys, all right, Emeka Egbuka, everybody's talked about how great he is. And, he's been fantastic this year. But you're looking at Jacob Parrish and Elijah Roberts and Tez Johnson, and then 2 undrafted guys and Sean Tucker and Cam Johnson scoring touchdowns. what an incredible 180. And I think that's part of the reason why Jason Light loves Baker so much and why he wanted to give him a chance. Jason knows, he knows that people looked at him and go, dude, Aguayo, really? Looking at some of these other picks, he got an opportunity from the Glazers to be able to change the narrative about him as a general manager with this team, and he's taken full advantage of it. Now he brings in a quarterback that the narrative with him, it's a bust, or you know what I mean? He wasn't the guy for Cleveland, and look at him in Carolina and LA. I think Light may see a little bit of Baker in him and vice versa, but the job that Jason Light has done bringing in these guys, incredible. As much as it is to do with Baker and some of the highlights in the first and second round picks, I mean, think about it, Matt. The third round and beyond and the undrafted guys, that depth, another huge reason why this team's 5-1.
He's the king of day 3 picks. I mean, you just mentioned a couple of guys. Bucky Irving was a 4th round pick. Zion McCollum was a day 3 pick. Cade Otton was a day 3 pick. Jason Light, without a doubt, has to be in the running for Executive of the Year because it's not just one good draft class. It's been fantastic draft class after fantastic draft class, really going back 3 to 4 years now. I mean, there's a chance this current draft class with the Emeka Egbuka all the way to their last pick of Tez Johnson, who had a moment last game, could be better than last year's draft class that had Bucky Irving and Graham Barton and other big-time contributing players. That sounds insane based on what we saw with that group, but this group can be that much better. So Jason Light, without a doubt, has to be in the running for Executive of the Year. And you look at it, the way the wide receivers were able to step up in this game. How about the fact that they've had a makeshift offensive line for a majority of the season and are still getting it done without Luke Gedeke at right tackle for a little bit more? How about the secondary where, last week Seattle, and maybe it wasn't the best defensive performance, but you don't have Jamel Dean in that game. You got to get it done with Kindle Vildor and Jacob Parrish. Next game, Dean's back, but you don't have Zion McCollum. Benjamin Morrison's been out for both of those games, and they're getting it done with Vildor, a very important pick, and the secondary doing a great job. The depth has been as good as it's been since Jason Light has arrived in Tampa, and he deserves all the credit that people are giving him.
We just got to get Kindle Vildor some new cleats, this guy. I mean, gosh.
Yeah, he could have moonwalked into the end zone and just could not stay up. But they scored a touchdown anyway. So.
Bro, but it was so funny, too, because he tried one time, fell, tried another time, fell, and then the third time he's just like, let me not fumble this ball. Let me just go down. We got the turnover and then move on. And shout out to Eddie Harada with the $2 super chat. Tampa, Baker Nears, Meets McGee, Matty Diamonds.
What's up, Meets McGee? Yeah, he's on our show.
You guys so much, man, with the super chats. They really, really help out. Special teams. Talk to me about special teams, Matt. A little bit. I mean, it's one of those things when you don't talk about it for a week, it's good, but it got a little hairy there a couple weeks ago, didn't it?
It's like a whack-a-mole when it comes to the special teams. It's like beginning of the year, Chase McLaughlin's an issue. Then that gets figured out. But now all of a sudden they can't punt, and Riley Dixon's getting punts blocked left and right. And then the kick coverage game was really bad against the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, Seattle started after their drives at the 45 or midfield. They did a much better job in coverage that last game, but then Chase McLaughlin misses a field goal again. Ultimately, I still have faith in Chase McLaughlin, maybe not unwavering faith the way that I think many Bucs fans did when the season began. But I still ultimately am pretty confident in him.
Right.
If they can just be able to punt the ball on a regular basis, I think ultimately they'll be fine. They did much better in kick coverage then. And Cameron Johnson is an absolute weapon as a punt returner. We've seen him provide several sparks for this team as a returner, and now he gets this great opportunity as a receiver and makes the most of it, leading the team in receiving yards. So it's really going to be a week-by-week thing. You're going to be crossing your fingers and holding on for dear life. But hopefully they can incrementally improve during the season.
Jamel Dean. I mean, what do you say about this guy, Jamel Dean? I mean, this guy it takes a pay cut, right? People were talking – the two guys before the season, and you and I spoke about this. Like, everybody's like, get rid of Jamel Dean, get rid of Rachaad White. Where the hell would the Buccaneers be without those two guys? I mean, Jamel Dean, bro, Jamel Dean's playing. It's kind of crazy to say this, Matt. Jamel Dean's playing at an all-pro level. Like what he's doing, like that's the kind of like statistics that you bring up when you're talking about defensive player of the year candidates, which is crazy to think for a guy that took a pay cut. But dude, he's breaking up passes, he's catching the ball, which is something we haven't seen during his. He got his first career sack the other day. I mean, this is a guy we always knew that the physical tools were there, but I mean, at the freaking floor right now. If he plays his way through 17 games, he's going to be a Pro Bowler. And if he keeps this up, Matt, and you quantify these numbers out, I know it doesn't always work like that, but you're talking about all-pro Jamel Dean this year.
And not just a sack, a strip sack as well. The Bucs weren't able to recover it, but still an awesome play.
Right.
I mean, this dude is going to get paid this offseason. I mean, what a time to take a pay cut. And part of that deal of him taking a pay cut is that he becomes a free agent this offseason. He's going to get a big payday if he continues to keep this up. And I hope it would still be in Tampa. I don't think the Bucs would be against that. I think Jamel Dean really needed a little more fuel to the fire for him. I think he kind of needed his back against the wall. And you see that with asking him to take a pay cut versus just releasing him, drafting not just Benjamin Morrison, but Jacob Parrish as well. And then seeing this extension go to Zion McCollum as well, essentially them saying he's our future at this cornerback position. And understandably so, Zion McCollum's younger than Jamel Dean. But this is the first time in a couple of years that Dean has really been pushed as a starting corner on this team. And I'm not here to say that he got complacent, but you can kind of see if you get a big contract where maybe you're not as motivated as trying to stay on a team, which Jamel Dean is currently doing right now. It's all coming together now. He's finally taking away the football. He's still one of the fastest players on this team, despite being a little bit older. As long as he could hold up from a health standpoint wise, which has kind of been the big knock on him during his whole career, I mean, we're definitely talking about a Pro Bowl. Now, all-pro would truly be something, but he's playing fantastic. He's been the best corner on this team when he's been available, and this has been a really good group. I'm very happy for Jamel. He's awesome to talk to in the locker room. He's had some very funny moments as well that you've captured post-game and stuff like that. So, yeah, keep it rocking and rolling.
Appreciate it, Bake. Like, he's you know what it is? Like, he's such a nice guy. I saw him at the airport last year. He goes, yo, and I'm like, what's up, bro? And I told him about what is it? Oh, like crap, what do you call it? The TSA pre-check. I was like, hey man, you know about TSA pre-check? He's like, no. And I'm like, dude, you gotta get that. I was like, you're lucky. Like, I was like, you gotta get that. Like, you need to go to the front of the line and like get away from people. He goes, no, it's not that bad. I'm like, yeah, you say that now, but I said when you have 50 Bucs fans over here, you're gonna. He's like, I didn't think about that. I'm like, dude, you're on the Bucs.
Right. Yeah. You're a starting player. You're a Super Bowl champion with the Bucs.
Yeah. He's such a nice guy, man. He really is. But I think about it too. Like, you know, he had an opportunity to leave a couple of years ago, Matt, right? And I think he took it. And remember, it was after that playoff game that he didn't play. He only played special teams. And everybody was like, oh, he wasn't able to run backwards. Like he was all jacked up. And people were saying, oh, the relationship with Todd Bowles was breaking down and it wasn't good. I literally saw them walk off the field together. Like, you don't do that if you don't get along with the guy, right? Like, they were literally walking pretty much arm in arm. I go, there was obviously something wrong with the guy, and he came back, which surprised a lot of people. Do you think he would? I mean, obviously he's going to get paid, but I feel like at that time he could have, splashed the money. He could have broke the bank. I think if he gets a decent offer from the Buccaneers, I think he realizes, hey, this is the team that accentuates my skills the most.
Oh, yeah. I think the door is certainly open for him to come back to Tampa. I think the difference the last time he was a free agent is that the Bucs pretty much said, all right, go see what your market is worth, and then we'll talk about either matching it or whatever the case may be. And the projections, I think, were a little bit higher than what teams were actually offering Jamel Dean. So then it made more sense for him to stay in Tampa. Of course, the no state income tax and everything like that plays a factor. This time around, though, I mean, you see what Carlton Davis got paid with the Patriots after spending a season with Detroit, and obviously Jamel Dean and Carlton are pretty close. If you go that route, I think with the way that Dean is playing specifically this year, teams are going to want to go and pay for a guy like that. Teams will pay for a cornerback too, to come in and either still be your CB2 or be your CB1 as well. I mean, we've seen with the Bucs, if they want their guy who's currently on the team, they'll be able to keep him. And Dean isn't wired like everybody else, as you kind of just talked about, where he probably would be more inclined to maybe take slightly less money, but to stay in Tampa. The door's definitely open. I can't sit here and guarantee that he's going to be back. I wouldn't be shocked if he's back in Tampa, but it also wouldn't surprise me if he got paid somewhere else too.
What do you think about a guy like Rachaad White?
Rachaad White, to me, is such a compelling case because we've seen a resurgence and a rise in the importance of the running back position, and I think that's great. I still think a lot of teams overall, they'll have their top guy, but the second running back is also very important. I think if there is a team that is either a playoff contender or is on the cusp and they need a true RB1, I think Rachaad White's going to that team if the money is right and everything like that. And I think a good example is how Javonte Williams went to the Dallas Cowboys this year. And I know like the Cowboys are kind of all over the place, but they were a really good offense that didn't have an RB1. Now they have an RB1. I look at a team like the Chiefs who just go to the Super Bowl every single year. If they wanted to elevate their offense a little bit more, I think Rachaad White would be a perfect guy to bring in there for next season, depending on what's up with Pacheco and Kareem Hunt and guys like that. And Rachaad White is from Kansas City as well, so it would make even that much more sense. Now, if there's not that right situation of going in and being the true blue RB1 on that team, maybe it's because Rachaad wants to win. He's got a great relationship with Bucky Irving. If the Bucs say, all right, we'll up the ante a little bit more, he gets a reasonable contract that's obviously more money than what he got on his rookie deal, I can see him coming back as well. I honestly think it's 50-50 right now with Rachaad White because he's shown he can be a starting running back, taking over for Bucky Irving these past couple of games, but at the same time, he wants to win. So it's truly dependent on what teams are interested in him this offseason.
All right, before I let you go, man, I got to ask you about your Jets. What are they going to win a game this year? What's going? And Aaron Glenn, is this Aaron Glenn's only season with the Jets?
It might be. I didn't think that. I didn't think that at first. But and first of all, the Jets invent new ways of misery. It's truly incredible. -10 passing yards in London, the lowest amount of passing yards they've ever had. But to me, it's not just like the team is losing and Aaron Glenn's not figuring it out. It's what the hell are you doing at the end of the first half when you run the fake punt and you get it, and then you just stop and say, all right, we're not going to do anything anymore. And then at the end of the game, you're right on the cusp of field goal range. You have at that point, you had -1 passing yards. Just run it a couple more times and then take your luck with kicking a field goal with Nick Folk, who would hit a 58-yarder on the season. But the biggest thing to me, and that's a detriment, is Aaron Glenn gets asked after the game, are you considering a quarterback change? And he goes, what kind of question is that? Come on, man. The way that he's so condescending to the media, and I know we see it a little bit more on the media side than maybe how
I get it, though. I get it.
But to act like you're an idiot for asking a question like that, when your quarterback just threw for -10 yards, you can't be combative when you're 0-6, and nobody was expecting the Jets to make the playoffs, but you're 0-6. Nothing is going right. You've been non-competitive in pretty much 5 out of the 7 games they played, or excuse me, 4 out of the 6 games they've played, they've been non-competitive. They were in that game against Denver and can't move the ball offensively. The way that he's so combative in the press conferences for a team that has yet to win a football game, you got to be a little more reasonable and humbled. So I don't know. I don't think they'll go winless. I think they can, because they do play Carolina, who's good at home, but that game's in New York or New Jersey. I think they play the Browns as well. So, there are some winnable games. It's been ugly, though. It's been really ugly. The team hasn't made the playoffs in 15 years. They were one of the worst franchises in all of sports. And no one will ever be happy when they're watching the New York Jets, unless you're betting against them. So,
I mean, I find it fascinating that you would take a job in the biggest media market in the world and then get surprised when people ask you tough questions.
And he played there.
It comes with the territory, right? You got to know, you can't be surprised. And listen, for the most part, they're not even really asking those questions they're not painting him into a corner. This isn't coming out of nowhere. They're asking the questions that everybody else wants to know the answers to. Like, you're 0-6. I mean, you look at some of these other teams in the first year, and I know their rosters could be better. Talking about the teams like New England, right? Like Liam Cohen with Jacksonville. I understand that, but man, people just want to see progress. People want to see good decisions. People want to see, balanced emotions at times. Or you can say whatever you want about the stoicism of a guy like Todd Bowles, but man, when things go bad, he's not freaking out. When things go great, he's not running up and down the sidelines.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that to me, as much as everybody wants certain coaches to be more animated, I think the best guys are more even keel and just kind of they ride the wave a little bit, because if you're a team that's bad and you look at your coach and he's freaking out, then how the hell are you supposed to stay calm? You're the guys that are going on the field that have to execute.
Yeah, it's fair. I think there's certain moments where you kind of like when a coach is amped up and stuff like that. But the true problem with the Jets is that they have some star power, no doubt about it, but they don't have a lot of talent after some big name guys like Garrett Wilson, who's now injured. Now they have no one to throw to at wide receiver. Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Sauce Gardner, Quinn Williams. That's about it. There's like no depth or anything after that. So to me, the talent is probably the biggest issue.
Breaking news: Wayne Corbett is coming back, and he will be playing in the slot for the Jets.
Local hero.
Yeah, baby. Hofstra's own. Matty4_ Matera. Make sure you check him out. PewterReport.com, at Pewter Report. Scott Reynolds, Matt, and the entire crew over there. Matt, always appreciate the time, my friend, and enjoy the games this weekend. We'll talk soon.
Thank you, Jay. You're the man.
Thank you, buddy. Always a